This next segment is brought to you by Engel Völkers, Fort Lauderdale and Pompano Beach, and I am so grateful for their sponsorship of this podcast as both an episode and segment partner. Speaking of, we're going to check in on both communities that neighbor Sea Ranch Lakes with licensed partner Francisco Garcia and why he chose to open 2 Engel Völkers shops in these markets. Take it away, Frank.
We bought the franchise in 2018. We didn't open till April of 2019 because we were searching for a location that would really fit the Engel Völkers luxury brand. We're very lucky in getting this location. It's 110 linear feet of glass, which means exposés, window treatments, pull-up banners, things that will make people pay attention to what you got going on inside. We chose the Fort Lauderdale area because of all the condo units in front of the building. There seems to be 5,000 different condo units across the street, and that's one heck of a market to be able to work in. And then we've gotten into new construction, which is also a part of the condo market. So just one thing kind of kicked into another, and knock on wood, we've been doing very well ever since. I think the Fort Lauderdale community is going to grow by leaps and bounds. It won't be a Miami, thank God, but it will be a city that everyone wants to visit. We now have an international airport, so there's no reason to drive all the way down to Miami or fly into Miami. You can fly into Fort Lauderdale and get everything you can in Fort Lauderdale with half the population. So I think it's huge, and Pompano Beach is right behind it. So these are going to be cities that in the future will be major cities. The Pompano location took probably 2 years to find. And really, it's not a question of just popping in a location anywhere. You want to find the perfect location so the clients can find you and easy for them to reach out. The Pompano Beach market is exciting because in a very short time, starting in about 2018, 631 units are either being built or have been built. Out of that number, 84% of those units are already sold. So that means even with that massive amount of units, there's only 16% available. And we haven't hit the new season yet. And these things are years out. As far as the Pompano business location, we're going to be right on Atlantic Boulevard, right in the middle of everything. And that was very important to us because we feel that Pompano, not only what's there already and what's coming, but there's even more that's down the road. And once it's all built up, I think Pompano will be another luxury market.
As you can see, Frank certainly has a thorough grasp on the Fort Lauderdale and Pompano Beach markets, and I took the chance to further ask him about where he sees available opportunities in local real estate today. We then spoke about his thoughts on Sea Ranch Lakes, Lauderdale by the Sea, and how he sees these communities fitting into the greater Fort Lauderdale and Pompano Beach growth story.
Buying a new construction right now is the answer to me that you would have gotten back in 2008 through 2016. You bought something that the bank owned, you fixed it up, you flipped it, you make great money. Well, that's all gone now. There's no foreclosures, there's not flipping. So right now, the new construction market, buying friends and family pricing, and then turning around and selling afterwards when the market's gone up, that price difference is where you're going to make your money. It's more important to buy in right than it is to sell. Maybe 80 units total, and at the rate that people are moving to Pompano and Fort Lauderdale, that's not a lot of units to sell. So Sea Ranch Lakes is one of the very few true gated communities that you can buy in, have that security, have that comfort that you know no one else is going to come into your community because it's closed off to the rest of the people. Number one. Number two, all the homes in Sea Ranch Lakes are either being redone or knocked down and new ones being built. So that little concave of units is going to continue to rise in value because there's no more of it. You either buy something and redo it, or you buy something and knock it down. But that means you're going to pay more for the land now than you did before, which means it's going to be more valuable. And down the road, the new construction will rise even further the price points. So it's something that you know you're going to get into, your family's going to enjoy it, and when you go to leave, you're going to be able to sell at a good price. Sea Ranch Lakes being so close to Lauderdale by the Sea is great because you have the restaurants, you have shops, you have a whole world that you get to enjoy very close. Most people have golf carts. They drive the golf carts over to Lauderdale by the Sea, so they can hit all the restaurants and get that enjoyment. You can also take it all the way up to Pompano Beach and enjoy what's going on up there. Seems like every month they're adding more and more to the Pompano Beach area. And Lauderdale by the Sea, it's kind of like a quaint, small, beachy town, and they want to keep it that way. So you'll have plenty of growth in Pompano and plenty of growth in Fort Lauderdale. But Lauderdale by the Sea is going to remain that beachy little town that everyone loves.
It's been so much fun speaking with Frank Garcia about Engel and Volkers and his passion for real estate. The luxury brokerage covers Fort Lauderdale to Pompano Beach, including Sea Ranch Lakes, and you can feel their command and knowledge of the local markets in every conversation. But what makes this brokerage so special are the great team of people within, most notable Frank's wife, partner, and all-around rock star, Niliana Garcia. Seriously, she is just incredible. You have to see her in action. I couldn't think of a better luxury real estate brokerage, and I recommend considering Engel and Volkers for your real estate needs due to their local expertise and global reach. With that said, let's get back to our podcast.